Honorable Pro-Chancellor of the Kerala Veterinary and Animal Sciences University, Shrimati J. Chinchurani, Deputy Director General of the Indian Council of Agricultural Research, Shri Dr. Bhupendranath Tripathi ji, Professor Dr. M.R. Shashendranath ji, members of Board of Management. We have here, in fact, they are members of the Managing Council, Shri Valur Suman, Honorable Member of the Assembly from Pirumade, and Shri O.R. Kelu, Niyam Sabha Angam, Manantavadi, members of the Academic Council, dear teachers, parents, graduates, and students. Ellavarkum ente vandanam. I am absolutely delighted to address this fourth convocation, and what a great opportunity to see young people who, as a result of very hard work during last few years and their commitment to the pursuit of knowledge, they have received their degrees, honors and awards today. I congratulate you and wish you all the best. You are entering into practical life. I think a copy of my written speech has already been made available. Therefore, and this is mostly about the subject in which all the experts are sitting here, and I hardly know anything about these subjects. Therefore, instead of laboring on that, since you are going to enter into practical life, I would like to share some feelings that I have based on my studies and my experience. Swami Vivekananda has rightly said, what is education? Education is manifestation of the perfection that already exists in man. According to Vedanta, every being is potentially divine. Perfection is a divine quality. Therefore, when Swami Vivekananda says that education is manifestation of the perfection that already exists in man, and then he further elsewhere says, my mission can be explained in very simple words. I want to teach unto mankind, not Indians. I want to teach unto mankind their divinity and its manifestation in all movements of life. What does that mean? We, the Indian cultural heritage, in fact, last 15th of August, Prime Minister in his speech from the Red Fort, he laid great emphasis on being aware of our cultural heritage. What is our cultural heritage? World over, there have been many civilizations. Maybe some were older than us. But Indian civilization among the ancient civilizations is the only one which has continuity. It is, if I use the Sanskrit term, it is Prachin, Puran, but also Mrityunjay. There is certain dynamism about it, deeply, firmly rooted in the foundational virtues. But sky is the limit to grow. And that is how this continuity has been ensured. So when Swamiji says manifestation of that perfection, perfection means divinity. What does that mean? It means I should give you another example. The modern West has given the concept of dignity of mankind. The United Nations Charter of Human Rights is rooted in that concept of dignity of man. If as a human being I am entitled to dignity, no one else has a right to deny equality, deny justice, deny liberty to me. Aham brahmasmi tattvamasi. These rights are as much available to me as a human being as they are available to you, as they are available to everybody. But human nature is essentially a selfish nature. What is the story of civilization? The story of civilization is that we have for a long period of time, it was pure law of jungle. The survival of the fittest. The strong will devour the weak, oppress, exploit the weak. And when human beings started civilizing themselves, then civilization meant that the strong will take responsibility of the weak. The weak will live with respect and dignity, and that will be ensured by the strong. That is what civilization is all about. In one of our Sanskrit texts, it has been said that where there is no Matsya Nyaya, the law of fishes, where the big fish eats the small fish, where that Matsya Nyaya is absent, that is a dharmic samaj, that is a civilized society. So now I am reminding you of this because now, as pointed out, this is a very important day for you. Many of you have completed your university education. You will go into various fields of activity. And the Indian, before that I should also tell you something. That famous scientist Einstein has said that your education really starts after you have left the university, after you have forgotten everything that you had learned in your school, college, and university. Now life will teach you lessons. University provides you skill to understand things, to explain things, to analyze things. Tapa swadhyay niritam, ever devoted to the pursuit of knowledge. According to Panini, tapa is alochana. Lochan is when I see something for the first time, that is lochan. And when I do alochana, it means I am trying to understand that thing more deeply, which is called Tattva Gyan. So you are now entering into your practical life. I will say just two things and then I will conclude. First, I would like, at this time, I was thinking while coming here, what a beautiful place. One of the most beautiful spots in the country, not just in Kerala, whole country. And I was thinking that if Kerala is described as God's own country, then Wayanad and particularly this university should be described as God's own home, God's own residence. What beauty! So you are very fortunate. You have spent so many years. Many of you are going to spend, even in future they are going to spend a lot of time. So one thing keep in mind, which Swami Vivekananda had said, and he had used very strong words. He said, so long as millions live in hunger, and so long as millions live in ignorance and hunger, I hold everybody who, having received education at their expense, pays no. I consider everybody a traitor who, having received education at their expense, pays no heed to them. The education which we receive in our institutions, it is not merely, the expenses are not merely met by the fees which our parents provide. A man who has never been to an educational institution, his children have not been to any educational institution, even he pays taxes, if not direct, indirect. And it is that money which is used to create all this infrastructure. The road which brings us to this beautiful campus, there even that person has spent, his contribution is there. So we have always to keep in our mind, as Mahatma Gandhi used to say, whatever you do, at the time of your action, at the time of your thought, just think of the last man. Whether your action or your speech is going to benefit the last man or not. That is the true measurement. And the second thing which I will say to you is that our cultural heritage, our Indian tradition, it divides life into 4 ashrams. Brahmacharya is normally translated as celibacy. No, Brahmacharya in our traditional language is used for the student seekers of knowledge. Because they are supposed to be focused totally, single-minded. They have to be Brahmacharya. So you have that ashram, you have many of you, not everybody, some will be pursuing higher studies. So you have completed. So our tradition tells us how to live the life of the household, girhastha jivan. Brahma nishtho girhastha syat tat gyan parayana yadyat karma pirkirvita tad brahmani samarpayet. if we really are aware of our tradition, then we will feel the burden and weight of this great exhortation which has been made. Because we are being told that as girhast, as householder, that pursuit of knowledge must continue, lifelong learning. Syat tattva gyan parayana. You should try to know the deeper meaning of everything. On one hand, that pursuit of knowledge must continue. On the other hand, when you perform your duties, the obligations, prescribed work, then you have to do it in a spirit, as if you are making an offering to the deity in which you believe. Work is worship. And India, every single individual has some genius. Every society has some genius. There is some special quality about it by which it is recognized, right from individual to the society to the nation. India's genius has always been knowledge, gyan. And although it is a bit repetitive, but again I will use the words of Swami Vivekananda. He said, what is the purpose of life? Pursuit of happiness? He said, no. The purpose of life is pursuit of knowledge. Because it is through knowledge that you realize, but I'm talking of the Indian tradition, the knowledge which comes to us from Indian cultural heritage. If we study that, then we realize there is no concept for the other. Aham brahmasmi tattvamasi. It is the same divine element which dwells in you and it dwells in me. Somebody who has come to believe in this will always be respectful of others, will always be helpful to others, will always live not only for herself or himself, but will live for others. That is what our tradition teaches us. I congratulate you. It is your day. I'm sure you must be waiting for the evening to come to celebrate with your friends and relatives. And I would also like to congratulate your parents. And maybe I should add one more point, and that is that our parents and teachers, they are the only two exceptions. Parents and teachers. A human being wants to be victorious everywhere, to be ahead of everyone else. It is only the parents and the teachers who want their children and their students to go ahead of them. And therefore, they have been in our tradition. They have been given the divine status. And I'm sure these values we will respect, these values we will cherish, and with these values we will try the way we live, that should be informed by these values. Well, thank you very much. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Jai Hind.